Hi guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about why the BBL Hero laser by Sciton is the best option for removing sun damage on the body. This is not a sponsored video. This just comes from years of using different devices and my personal opinion. I think it's so interesting how some people only focus on skin rejuvenation for their face, but yet they leave their entire body untouched. So it looks completely sun damaged. Now, I think it's safe to say that most of us don't want to walk around with this obvious sign of demarcation between our beautiful clear faces and our sun damaged necks, but there are a lot of conflicting, confusing information out there, especially now with social media. A lot of people just don't understand what they can do, and then they see other people that have treated their necks and chests and they're left with that dreaded hypopigment stamping or zebra stripes, which nobody wants. Now, if you're one of those people that uses a sunless tanner, which a lot of us do, I just choose not to. I prefer being see-through. But if you do use one of those sunless tanners, you probably have already experienced this where all of your sun damage comes out and gets darker. So then it's even more evident to everybody. In today's video, I'm going to share with you guys how to get rid of that sun damage once and for all with less risk, less treatments in a more comfortable setting. So really quickly, let's just discuss what we have been doing to treat brown spots and sun damage. The current options to treat sun damage on the body have usually always been IPL, which is intense pulse light. It's just a visible light laser that is only capable of treating pigment and broken vessels in the epidermis, no deeper than that. And chemical peels, which are a great way of removing some of the pigment in the outermost layers of the skin. However, it does nothing for the redness or broken capillaries associated with sun damage. And more recently, we've been using some more of the fractional devices like the microneedling and the laser energies to help with some of the textural concerns that also come with sun damage. Now, there are many challenges that we face using some of these treatment options, and the first I'll start out with is IPL. And for those of you that know, IPL has been around for a long time, but for some of the first generation or even second generation devices, they just weren't built to have the appropriate selectivity. So it's almost like you're putting a ton of energy in the skin, which amounts in a very superficial burn. And that's why many people were left with this striping effect or hypopigmented effect after their treatment. Now, usually it's technique driven and you have to do multiple sessions to even everything out, but it's a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of cost, and sometimes that risk is just outweighing the benefit. Now, I love performing chemical peels on the body, and with the correct formulations, you can really get a beautiful, effective, and safe treatment. However, the two main challenges that we face with chemical peels is that one, you have to kind of treat this like it's going to the gym. One treatment is never enough. You kind of just have to loop this into your lifestyle. Once every couple months you're doing this, and it's a slow progression. So I always tell people it's kind of like watching paint dry. When you're waiting for your final result, it takes a long time to achieve that. And number two, chemical peels do not address reds. So if you have broken vessels, telangiectasia, or an overall kind of red hue to your skin, this unfortunately really isn't the best option. Now, the fractional devices are essentially effective for all the signs of sun damage. So the reds, the browns, the texture. However, the main challenge with those devices is the cost. And when you're doing long treatment sessions to cover, somebody's full chest, their full arms, their full legs, the cost really adds up. Meet the BBL Hero. So when we decided to purchase this device a couple years ago, we were talking to the representatives and the manufacturers, and we were like, look, we already have a BBL, why do we need another BBL Hero? Like, what is the difference? So it turns out that the regular BBL is kind of like the static stamping or pulsing one by one by one with a high energy output. And this one is uncomfortable. We always use a topical anesthetic. It feels like a rubber band snap, and it's just something that patients know to expect. To the contrary, the BBL Hero has a lower energy output but higher pulses. So in essence, what that means is as you're gliding across the skin in motion, it's firing at a rapid rate. And counterintuitively, this actually does not hurt any more than a standard IPL or BBL treatment. In fact, it feels so much more comfortable. I can attest to all my patients, they're very happy with this treatment. It kind of feels like a gentle warming sensation. Certain areas are going to feel a little bit more sensitive, but overall, usually patients give this like a 3 out of 10 on the pain scale. And what I love so much about the BBL in general, which applies to the Hero as well, is that you have these interchangeable filters so you can be very selective with what you're targeting. Sometimes I have patients that have more brown spots or age spots than they do broken capillaries, and vice versa. And also because of that in motion technique, you're not getting the stamping, white marks that you would get from a traditional IPL. On average, it can take anywhere from 1 to 3 treatments to reach your goal. And depending on the area, it usually ranges in cost from $400 to $800 per treatment. Now, in some cases, we'll complete all 3 treatments of the BBL Hero, and for whatever reason, although better, patients are still left with a little bit of residual sun damage. And usually this applies to my older patients that have spent a lifetime in the sun and they've just got a lot going on. At that point, I would actually employ one of my fractional devices, and those get a little bit deeper so we can fully eradicate that lesion. Now, once those lesions are completely gone, they are not coming back, not with sunless tanner and not with sun exposure. If you guys like getting free insider tips for all cosmetic treatments, injectables, energy-based devices, then now is the time to like and subscribe. If you're new here, Beauty Ingenuity is a channel focused on helping you navigate throughout this chaotic world of cosmetic treatments, and my goal is to help you get to your goal faster and safer. So to conclude today, if you guys are currently doing your research on how to get rid of some of the sun damage on your chest, your arms, your butt, your thighs, and you clicked on this video today because you're just wondering what this BBL Hero thing is, then I'm gonna tell you, look no further. This device is amazing. I've been using it in clinic all the time for body parts, and it's a win-win. The risks are very low, it's very comfortable for the most part, and the costs are okay. It's not extortionate, and it's worth it if that's something that really is bothering you and you want your sunless tanner to look better. Do your research, look up providers in your area, find somebody that you're comfortable with that has amazing reviews, because in reality, that is a huge part of your outcome. So again, I'll see you guys next time. Leave any comments below and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Oh God, I'm like sweating like a pig.